Hello there, Sir from 17 once again. This is my Uncharted 4 crushing difficulty video walkthrough. This is chapter 16, The Brothers Drake, and this level is probably going to be the worst level of the guide. And you might be wondering, whoa, why did you say that, Chris? The lighting is wonderful, the visuals are delicious, and this is a level entirely made up of dialogue and exposition and backstory on Drake's mother, / the origins of these brothers' infatuation with treasure hunting, essentially. And from that perspective, if that's what you're looking for, this level is one of the best in the game. This is a little break from all the explosions, and you get to put in as much as you want to get out. And the first time I did this level, I quite enjoyed it. But when it comes to gameplay, and playing specifically for gameplay, this is a stopgap between levels. Because all you do here is walk around, triggering cinematic moments of talking, and that's it. And then you run away from some police at the end, which can catch you, and you have to mash a button to get them off you, which I didn't even know, because the first time I didn't get caught, but on this one I kind of do. So there really isn't much to do in this mission when it comes to just getting you through it, because there's no real challenge here. You just have to find a book, which is in the same place every time, but to get to it you have to tick a bunch of more arbitrary boxes, and it's, like I say guys, it is a level that loses its novelty after you've done it. And these are the worst kind of levels in my opinion, because nobody wants to delve in the same way they do the first time they do it on a second playthrough or on a repeat playthrough, and all this becomes is a barrier to the gameplay that they're looking for. And this game has a mode where you can just do nothing but, I think, the gunfights, which, if you could reverse that, then I would love this game. But I think it's a cool touch for avoiding circumstances such as this one. So what we're going to do in this level is we're going to walk around examining things and just trying to push the triggers, because I have an idea of where we need to go, and we're going to try and get there, but we need to get enough things done here so that our brother opens up the loft. Because you'll notice we're not finding anything, and I know we won't find anything because this is not where the thing is that we're trying to find. But getting the game to understand that we understand this is a different story. So unfortunately folks, there's no real faster way to do this other than knowing exactly what every specific trigger is, and I just simply don't have that information. So instead we're going to talk about some other things, and we're going to talk about some things that associate with the channel. So if you're new, or if you're just coming to this video for some guidance in getting through this mission, you might not care about my channel, you might not care about me, you might wonder why I talk so much, which I wonder the same thing a lot of the times, but you know, it is a stylistic choice, and I've explained it many times, so I'm not going to retread over the old ground, because there's no need. These videos have commentary, and some videos won't. So there's a little bit for everybody. But currently I am trying to upgrade my internet, and this is a dialogue that has been going on for many years, but now it's got serious. And I didn't want to say anything because I don't want to get people's hopes up as I try and skip a cutscene. And I can't skip it because it's actually not a cutscene, it's just more narrative. But as I was saying, I'm in the process of upgrading my internet, and I've been trying to do this for a long time, unsuccessfully, and I finally managed to get a provider that says that they can do fibre optic where I live. And it was meant to be installed the Thursday after Uncharted came out, which is like a week ago now. But I got phoned on the morning of installation by a representative of their company, and there was some problem on their end, on their like servers or whatever, and it needed maintenance so that the engineer couldn't come out and install it, which, if you know anything about my luck, it is pretty damn terrible, and I knew something wrong was going to happen because it always does. It's the reason why I don't have good internet, because shit just never goes my way basically, and you've got to put up with it, you've got to make do with it, and you make the best of what you can. But the internet that I'm trying to get goes from the DSL dogshit that I'm on right now, which has plagued me forever, to the most expensive business package that this company provides, which is fibre optic. And I will go from a download of about 3 to 5 meg, which is what I average at the moment, to between 49 to 61. and my upload will go from 0.5 to anywhere upwards to about 19 meg, which is a massive difference. But once again, guys, I don't want you to get your hopes up, because I'm not, because I have a feeling that when they install this piece of shit, I'm going to do a speed test and my results are going to be terrible and nowhere near what they've promised me. So I'm going to be phoning up and cancelling their dog shit service at that point. But I want to try and be optimistic, as much as that sounded incredibly cynical, because it could be good results and it could be good speeds, and if it is, it's going to make a night and day difference to the channel in so many ways. And I'm going to be reiterating this and discussing this on a channel update soon, but I thought I might as well talk about it here to fill the space of this this video, and to inform the people who are the more dedicated ones who watch everything. But what it will mean is I will finally be able to do what I've always wanted to do on YouTube, which is have two versions of all the walkthroughs that I make. Because I understand there is a huge market on YouTube for people who want walkthroughs with no commentary. They don't like it. They think it's annoying. And there are certain people filling these markets with these videos and having a lot of success with it. And I always wanted to give people the best of both worlds, but I could never do it on my internet because it takes too long with the quality that I use because of the sizes and everything. But when I get this internet, and if it is successful, there will be two versions of every walkthrough that I do. Of course, the commentary will be the one that is prioritized, because that's what I'm kind of known for. But there will also be one for the people who don't want that. And I'm looking forward to having that diversity, because I think that it will help more people that way. And that's, you know, the bottom line of what we're trying to do here. We're trying to aid people through these games if they're having issue. And if we're not doing that, hopefully we're doing something else that they get from the video. But I think to do that will enable me to reach as many people as I can. It's going to make more videos on the channel, but at the same time, I'm going to have it expressly stated which ones have commentary and which ones don't, so that people can judge them accordingly and watch the ones they want. And even if the non-commentator ones don't get any views, you know, it's not about that. It's about having this option. And I would love a system where I could do two separate audio tracks for one video. And I'm almost certain YouTube will move towards this in a few years once it realizes what you could do with this. And it would be cool if I could add the commentary track as an additional option, so that if you want it, it's there, and if you don't, you can just turn it off. And I think that would be a super cool feature, but as it stands, I don't believe it to exist, so it's not something I could ever do. And that would be better, because then it would only be one video and I wouldn't be splitting it up. But for the people that leave those comments that we've all had in the past, you know, why the fuck are you talking so much? God, you love your own voice, you're egotistical and all these other things, and it's never meant to be about that. It's just, I vowed from the beginning that I wouldn't have awkward silences, because there's nothing worse than something like that. That to me is the antithesis of what I want my videos to have. And it's at the detriment to my throat. Like, I've got a throat like a wrestler. I look like I do nothing but neck ups with heavy weights because I speak so much, you know. And there are times when I destroy my voice on these videos where, yeah, this is the only time I talk in a day because I just don't want to, because I'm so sick of the sound of my voice. And it can be a detriment, and I'm not, you know, trying to make out that I'm digging latrines in Cambodia, but it you know, it's not always the most fun thing in the world, but it's a standard I adhere to, and it's something that I do. So if I could get this option, it would be great. But until this option is a thing, the best thing to do is to have two versions. So that's definitely what I'm going to try and move towards with the new internet. But the best thing is going to be the streaming capabilities that it will open up. I've streamed it intermittently on a terrible amount of bandwidth, so it's always had low quality audio and low quality video, and it's generally been pretty terrible. But with adequate internet, I'll be able to actually have a live stream that's worth a damn. So when I'm doing my first runs on games, to learn paths, to discover strategies, to unlock the harder difficulties, I can stream that stuff, and I can interact with you guys, and I can hear what you think about the game, and I can get your strats and see what you're doing and how I'm doing things differently, and it can just build together like that. And then, of course, I'll do the recordings of the walkthroughs probably off stream in my own time, but it gives us just an extra facet to the channel, and it opens up the doors to playing with people. because I get so many messages every day of people asking me to play with them in every single game I've played, and it's impossible to do it because of connection. You know, connecting to all different parts of the world, fluctuations between connections, and just the general miserable nature of playing on bad connections, which is, you know, it's bad enough when I play with my friends when we used to all get on it together and it would be up and down, but good internet opens up the door for much better things, and it enables me to arrange times where I can play with subscribers, times when we can, you know, do events and have fun stuff, and all the things that people have been curious about in the past that I've not been able to do are now suddenly possibilities, which I don't promise anything because, you know, life gets in the way. I have a ton of stuff to do a lot of the times, but it's not the universal excuse of the technology isn't there anymore. And if we can get this, it could be great. But once again, folks, I expect this to fail, crash and burn, and be a miserable time. And I'm hoping that I am wrong. But I always hope for the best, plan for the worst. And that's what we're looking at. So, just a little update on that. Temper your expectations, folks. But hopefully, there could be some interesting improvements coming to the channel. And the biggest advantage is the videos themselves. Like, people always ask me, you know, how do you upload these so fast when I'll dump the inbox with 15 videos on a new project if I've gotten it early and I think I stand a chance at getting in the search algorithm. Well, imagine if I had better internet. I could have entire projects up the day I finished them rather than the week later, you know. The entirety of Dark Souls 3 might have been on YouTube in the first month rather than the end of the second one. And look, he grabs me. Didn't actually know he could do this, and you can get out of it, which is cool. To avoid that, you just have to wait a few more seconds, and then you can jump over him. But I didn't do it this time for some reason. And I ended up getting caught, and then it leads to this little escape chase, where we're going to be jumping onto a motorcycle and getting the hell out of Dodge, but this is a tough level for a guide maker, because there's nothing to it. It's one of those that, like, if you were making the most brutally efficient guide you could make, this level wouldn't be in it, because there is literally no real challenge here. There is nothing that any player cannot do. And you could argue that the entire game is that way, and I would argue that especially, but there is at least a demand on you as a player in those missions to get things done. But thank you very much for watching, and you take care now.